Welcome to Choosing Your Channel Mix. This was an audio webinar that was delivered in February of 2024 by myself for Creative Copy UK. And who am I? My name is Amanda. I am a top certified people per hour writer. I have more than 500 five-star reviews, and I have been working in this space for decades now at this point. And I have a lot of experience from casinos, hotels, lifestyle brands, and apps. So today I would like to go through first what a channel mix really is, the things that you should do before you make a plan, where your audiences are and how to choose the correct channels to find them, and then how to resource and optimize those channels. So first, what is a channel mix? Well, a channel mix actually refers to all the different marketing channels that a business uses to reach its customers. So it could be direct selling over the phone, it could be email, social media, billboards, TV, radio, whatever you're doing, and it's the mix of those activities. A lot of people ask, well, why do you actually need more than one? Well, that's because your customers aren't just in one place, and people need frequency as well as reach to hear about your brand. And having multiple channels can help you create a competitive advantage with your competitors who may not be in a specific high concentration channel for your audience. So there's also a popular school of thought that you should do cross-channel marketing. But for me, I feel that cross-channel is not as effective as multi-channel. And the difference is with cross-channel, you're taking the same exact creative asset, sometimes even the same copy, and just throwing it out across a bunch of channels. Maybe you're optimizing it for resolution on a specific channel, but you're not actually making anything new. For me, I think that you should have a general marketing campaign, and then you should optimize that for every channel that you're on. So for Twitter, for example, you may find that images work better, whereas LinkedIn, you might find that native video works better. So remixing that content and not just pasting the same thing all over the place will get you much better results. So you're planning a marketing strategy. What are we doing in pre-planning framework? Well, inside this presentation, which I will link in the comments, you'll see that there's a note on targeting and also on tone of voice. If you click those links through, you will get to see an audience Performa planning questionnaire and also a tone of voice one-page document that you can take as inspiration. But the goal here is to basically know who your customers are and what they care about, find out where they are online so that you can plan to be there, and then know how your brand is going to speak and what it is going to say. So this is a lot around pain point analysis and finding what channels are conducive to your business approach. Then you want to define your budget because it might be well and good if you want to be on television and you believe like you can reach a huge audience that way. But if you don't actually have the budget to place TV ads, which can be tens of thousands of pounds, you need to create a channel plan that you actually can afford. And that includes getting the appropriate creative, copy, scheduling, all those resources done for you, unless you're going to do it yourself. Next, you want to look at just a channel overview, right? So I love this table. I think it is incredibly helpful. Here, we are looking at the audience concentrations that you have across each different channel that at least I could think of. It's something that I wish that I had when I was sitting behind a desk at a company and not just running my own business. So in the B2B space, you've got webinars and conferences and trade shows, and those things work great, LinkedIn, et cetera. Then you've got in the 40 plus B2C space, telemarketing, outdoor radio. And then in the under 40-year-old B2C space, you've got TikTok and Snapchat. And then you've got things that like work across multiple spaces. So for B2B and also under 40 B2C, chatbots can work a lot, VR, AR, AI. Over 40 B2C, they both are on Instagram or Spotify. They like experiences and they don't mind an SMS or two. So I think this is really an interesting Venn diagram of how the different channels interact with each other and where you might find some of your customers online. The next thing that people ask me a lot is how many channels do I actually need to be on? And the answer is three, really. Do them well. So HubSpot did a survey of how many channels marketers leverage, and three is the average. So if you focus on three and do them really, really well, put in maximum amount of effort, make them your primary channels, I think that you will find that you will get better results than trying to attempt 4 or 5, but doing them mediocrely. So then you want to create a plan. Now, I am an ROI focused copywriter and marketer. I really care about the sales benefit and the traffic benefit for everything that happens. So I just give an example of Google's Keyword Planner and its ROI forecasting that you can do. This is for a client that does loft conversions. So this shows you that for a month, if you were to spend 470 pounds, that Google estimates you would get 1,000 impressions on your advertisement and 5,100 clicks. That would be a click-through rate of 5.4%, which is huge, and a cost per click of under 10 pence for a daily budget of 15 quid. And you can see that I've got an ad group with over 600 different keywords that were referenced, but you may have a much smaller or much larger list depending on your business. You can also focus on specific locations. This one is just to all locations, but of course, if you're doing loft installations only in London, then you want to focus on that and then just those keywords for this example. Then you want to map your needs. So this is the hardest part, and I feel like it's what most people don't bother doing. Now, if you have an in-house marketing team, you should be fine. But for a lot of businesses that are starting out, they don't realize what the upkeep of a particular channel is actually going to be. So you want to look at best practice of how often that you should be publishing, and then set like a realistic expectation for yourself for ongoing work, but also the window dressing required to look like a legitimate business once you start, right? This will help you sort of hit the ground running a bit faster. So for window dressing on Instagram, for example, I would recommend that you have 9 grid posts ready to go, 6 reels that you send out, a logo, 3 highlight icons, 1 bio, and 1 link, right? And you would need a marketer and designer to do that. You may also want to have like a social media manager and then a marketer and a designer. It depends how senior your members of your team are. And then for ongoing content, you'll want, say, 3 ads that you're running each month, do 6 grid posts and 4 stories and 1 reel with comment monitoring. And you're working on getting that UGC and then spinning that out as your extra content, and UGC being user generated content. So you want people to like use your stuff or talk about your stuff and then tag you in it, etc. Now this is more of a B2C strategy, I will say. B2B, you don't really get a whole lot of chatter about your products, but B2C, this is probably something that you might want to start with. And then for that, you'll need a designer and a marketer, maybe even an ad exec or something like that to manage this. So once you've mapped all your needs, take a realistic look and make cuts of anything that you cannot properly resource. So for example, if you've committed to posting a blog each week, but you know inside your business that your WordPress development team is like pillar to post doing other things, and that these are going to get put on the back burner, then you either need to get an additional resource to schedule those posts for you, even maybe write those posts for you, or you need to remove, say, organic blogs from your strategy. If it's a tone of voice mismatch, so if for whatever reason you're a B2C business and you have decided to go hard trying to find customers on LinkedIn, that might not make sense, right? Same if you're a B2B business and you've decided to go on TikTok, also might not make sense. If it has low audience concentration, so just in general, if your audience isn't there, you know, like people over 50 on TikTok, probably not too many. And lastly, if it provides ROI. So if you've done, say, your PPC mapping, adverts on LinkedIn, or if you're doing blogs that really aren't adding any value, they don't have any opinion or extra take, then you might not actually find that it's doing really much of anything for you. So you want to look at the ROI. Now, if you don't have an ROI forecast tool ahead of the campaign, that's okay, because you can do test and learn, right? So once you have a channel plan, put some effort and some budget behind it and run it for 1 to 3 months and then analyze the results. Then you can take the spend away from channels that aren't working and allocate your time and resources to the best performing ones. That's what I would recommend. So a lot of things where you're going to spend money up front, like ads, they will tell you the ROI and you can just benchmark that and see how you're performing. But if you're doing something like organic and it isn't working and you've tried it for 1 to 3 months and you're just not getting anywhere, then try something different. So if you have any questions, you of course DM me on LinkedIn. You can send me an email. Details will be afterwards, or you can message on this channel and I will get back to you. I always find it interesting to see the specific cases that people are working on, so please do share them. If you do want better results from your copy overall and you want all your copy to have a sales edge, then please consider getting my book. It's free if you have Kindle Unlimited, and it's under £12 in any other format. And it's a quick little snappy read. You can have it on your desk, you can use it as a reference, and you can refer to it about how to create good headlines, creating great tone of voice, persuasive copy, using AI smartly, optimizing for SEO, and test and improving your copy. So please consider picking that up. And lastly, if you do need a copywriter in your business, you can reach out to me. My website is creative with an 8 copyuk.com. You can book a free chat by visiting my Calendly link. Once again, this presentation will be in the description below. And then lastly, you can email me at creativewithan8copyuk@gmail.com. And I look forward to getting your questions and comments. I hope that you found something useful in here. I recommend that you pause it at that Venn diagram and screenshot it and save it on your desktop because it's going to save you loads of time. It's something that I wish that I had. But until the next time, thanks so much, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.